But about the virus, did it escape from the virus lab in China, in Wuhan, which by some amazing coincidence kept bats and worked on bat viruses, genetically changing them, in exactly the city where this pandemic started? Now, if this virus did escape from that lab, China's international reputation, such as it is, will be dirt. And that may be why China refuses to release data about the first virus infections and delayed and rigged and controlled a World Health Organization investigation. But now the head of that Wuhan Institute of Virology, Shi Zhengli, she's given a rare interview to the New York Times denying the virus came from a lab. She says, "I don't know how the world has come to this, constantly pouring filth on an innocent scientist," she means herself, and claims my lab has never conducted or cooperated in conducting gain-of-function experiments that enhance the virulence of viruses, making them more deadly. She claims that the only genetic engineering done on bat viruses in her lab was to understand how a pathogen might jump across species, not how to make them more dangerous. But is that true? Can we trust the word of a scientist in a dictatorship which refuses to release critical data and instead peddles crazy conspiracy theories like the virus may well have come into China from frozen food, imported? Can we trust someone from a brutal dictatorship which bans free speech? I mean, right now, we have an Australian journalist, Cheng Lei, detained for months in China, accused of being a spy after simply criticising just the way China reacted to the pandemic. We cannot trust this scientist because we cannot trust the Chinese dictatorship. Shi Zhengli also denies knowing that 3 of her staff were taken to hospital with flu-like symptoms just before the start of the pandemic in November 2019, as US intelligence agencies claim. She says the Wuhan Institute of Virology has not come across such cases. If possible, can you provide the names of the 3 to help us check? In fact, lady, it's the other way round. We should ask her to release all her records so that the world can check. But that is something China refuses to do. Now, do not be naive about what's going on. This is how dictatorships work. This is what happens when there's no free speech, there's no free press, and there's jail for people who tell inconvenient truths. No, we can't be sure that this virus did escape from this Chinese lab, but we can be sure of this. This dictatorship would never tell us the truth if it had, which is one more reason why China's dictatorship is a menace to the world.